Welcome to Metal Planet, your one quick stop to stay up to date on the new heavy metal and hard rock albums that are released each week. My name is Max Gray. It's already a new release week for heavy music, so here's what's coming out on October 24th, 2025. Severance will be the sophomore album by Jaguar, a band from the city of Cancun in Mexico. This formation takes its name from the character of the same name, a giant robot from the Godzilla film series. The sound of Jaguar is in a kind of in-between position between classic heavy metal and speed metal. The music of the band is slick and features good melodic vocals by the musician Raiden Lozenthal, especially for someone who has to sing and play the rhythm guitar at the same time live. An element that particularly grabs my attention in the group's music are the solos and licks of the guitarist Haruyuki Arce. They are ear-catching, flamboyant, and they elevate the songs. The solos in the tracks Eternal Light and Mach 10 are good examples of that. If you like bands with a modern sound and a polished production, Downswing will deliver you just that with its new album And Everything Was Dark. This one will be a record in the proven, tested metalcore formula. Its dynamic tracks will feature energetic riffs, stomping breakdowns, and a versatile vocal performance that go all the way from catchy radio-friendly vocals to abrasive harsh vocals. The sixth track from the album, For What It's Worth, will feature a guest appearance by the vocalist Travis Mosley of Colorblind, while the 10th song, Too Little Too Late, will feature the singer Chris Roeder of the band like Moths to Flames. All in all, And Everything Was Dark is the kind of energetic record I would listen to while training at the gym or while jogging. There's going to be a good selection of stoner rock titles on October 24th. Deliverance by Bone Church and Fortunes Always Hiding by the Lunar Effect will be displays of strong riffs and cool grooves with a dose of 70s hard rock and classic rock flavors. Create or Die will be the new opus by Scott Wino Weinrich, a veteran musician and former frontman of the legendary doom metal band Saint Vitus. According to Wino, a friend of his gave him a letter with the phrase Create or Die at the end, and the musician realized that this phrase represents perfectly his life motto and his career as an artist. As a result, he chose to name his upcoming album after this slogan. Create or Die will feature songs that are personal and that act as commentaries on life. Wino's soulful vocals will be accompanied by electric and acoustic guitars in the album. You Are Safe from God Here is the upcoming 13th record by the Acacia strain, a formation with an abrasive sound originally from Massachusetts, but now based in the state of New York. There's going to be 12 cuts in this album, with most of them having a short length of approximately 2 minutes each. This will give them an urgent feel. In those songs you will find nasty chugging riffs played with really low guitar tunings, a vocal delivery that gets in your face, and as the title of the album suggests, lyrics that adopt a critical viewpoint on religion. The Acacia strain is a band that has been almost 25 years into the game, and it appears that the band members went full throttle with their new album. If you're into deathcore and aggressive metalcore, this one could be for you. Conjurer is an ascending band from the UK. Unself will be the band's third studio album overall and second release for Nuclear Blast Records. This album will have an intense sludge metal sound with heavy riffage, slow tempos, and an oppressive, foreboding, gloomy atmosphere. The band's vocals are visceral, and there are a lot of nuances in the formation's sonic textures. If you like the sludge metal band 16 and its last album Guides for the Misguided that was released at the beginning of this year, I think that Unself could be up your alley. As the past Conjurer records have received the critical acclaim, I'm curious with this new album to see if the band is going to deliver yet again. Sumo Cyco, a female-fronted Canadian band from Ontario, will soon drop Neon Void, its fourth full-length album. It will be released through the formation's own label, Psycho City Records. Sumo Cyco is led by the singer Sky Sweetnam, a Juno Award nominee who was originally a solo artist that released music in the pop-rock genre. In the late 2000s, she launched the Sumo Cyco band with other musicians, and her music pivoted more towards alternative metal and hard rock, which is the sound that you will find with Neon Void. While watching the music videos that have been released to promote this album, you can hear that the songs are dynamic and have catchy choruses, and you can see that the eccentric persona of Sweetnam is a defining characteristic of the band. I have 4 more records for you before my top 3 recommendations of the week. The Speed of Metal was initially supposed to come out on October 10th, but it was pushed back to the 24th. It will be the new record by the German group Warrant, not to be confused with the glam metal band of the same name from California, known for the song Cherry Pie. The speed of metal would rather be an amalgamation of power metal, classic heavy metal and speed metal, with the presence of some occasional thrash metal riffs. Backbone would be the 4th solo album by the singer Ronnie Romero, formerly of Rainbow. He is known for his melodic vocals and sound. Nine Treasures, a band from the Inner Mongolia region of China, would drop on the same day, Seeking the Absolute, a collection of 9 tracks blending Mongolian folk music with rock and metal in a comparable way to the music of the band The Who. The last of the 4 albums in this round is a 25th anniversary reissue of the classic H.I.M record, The Razorblade Romance. In physical media formats, it will be available on CD and vinyl. H.I.M is one of Bam Margera's favorite bands, and the formation's music was sometimes featured in the Viva La Bam TV series from the 2000s. That's where I discovered the band's music. The third album I recommend the most this week, World Maker, will undoubtedly be an emotionally resonant journey. On the website of the label Pelagic Records, it is written that this new opus by the Belgian three-piece formation Psychonaut was created in a period where the musician Stefan de Greff learned that he was going to have a son and that his own father and the father of his fellow band member Thomas Michiels have been diagnosed with advanced stage cancer. Worldmaker was created in that time of considerable joy and acute loss, and I think that this duality reflects itself in the material, whether it was intended or not. It was probably intended. To me, the beautiful and ethereal passages in the material represent life and a new beginning, while the heavier and harsher moments represent death and the fragility of human existence. The different moods will make the compositions a rich, multi-dimensional listening experience. This is a record to check out if you're into progressive and post-metal. The second album I recommend the most this week is The End by Mammoth, the music project of Wolfgang Van Halen, the son of the late guitarist Eddie Van Halen. At first, I wasn't on board with the music of Mammoth. I had the perception that Wolfgang had only made it in the music industry because his father was a famous musician. But when I really took the time to listen to his music, I realized that he is very talented. He sings and plays all the instruments in the studio, guitars, bass, drums, keyboards, you name it. We can see that in the video for the song The Spell. Playing multiple instruments at a professional level is not something a lot of people can do, I can tell you that. The Mammoth songs are also of a high quality for the genre they aim to be, a good blend of hard rock and alternative rock. I would say that the music of Mammoth doesn't have to be in the shadow of the music of Wolfgang's father. It has become its own thing, it's done well, and the young musician deserves his place under the spotlight. The End is another really promising album that I recommend. One of my favorite metal musicians of all time, Max Cavalera, will release on October 24th a new opus with his band Soulfly. This record, titled Chama, is the album that I recommend the most this week. What's cool about this record is that it appears that the tribal rhythms that were prevalent in the band's earlier material will be present in this album, at least in some songs. Another thing in Chama that evokes the early days of the band is that the guitarist Dino Cazares of Fear Factory, who appeared as a guest in Soulfly's debut album, will appear again as a guest in a song from the new record, in a coming full circle kind of way. The track Nihilist, featuring another guest, Todd Jones of Nails, is an awesome track. It's one of the best Soulfly songs since 2012's World's Come and 2010's Rise of the Fallen in my opinion. Nihilist features a really savage sound, and the doom metal riff at the end is sick as hell. The word Chama means flame in Portuguese, and with the new Soulfly material you can hear that the metal fire is still burning bright within Max. So that wraps it up for this week. If you like to stay up to date on the new heavy music releases that come out each week, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heavy metal and hard rock related content. Tell me in the comments what's your most anticipated record or records this week, and have you listened to the new Biohazard and Coroner records that were released last week? If so, did you enjoy them? Personally, I think that they both delivered. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next one. Max Gray out, cheers!